Good morning! Today is Cinco de Mayo. Happy 5th of May. So what we're going to be doing today is solving for the unknown variable using the triangle sum theory. And if you saw my TikTok yesterday, you know what the triangle sum theory is. Also, if you watched the video yesterday, you would as well. So the triangle sum theorem basically states that the measure of angle 1, the measure of angle 2, and the measure of angle 3 is equal to 180 degrees. So in any triangle, big or small, if you add them all up, it equals 180. I was trying to make a rhyme, but maybe you can come up with one. Comment below if you've got a rhyme. All right, so basically if you look at this triangle right here, we've got angle 1, 2, and 3, and that equals 180. The sum of it all will equal 180. That is the most important thing you need for today's lesson, is to remember that the measures of all interior angles equals 180. Okay. So we're going to have 3 examples for us to use solving for x. Okay, so the first example, we've got a triangle right here. And remember, the sum of all the interior angles equals 180. Good job. So we need to set up our problem. All right, so I'm going to take this angle here. You can take whichever angle you want. It'll be the same. So x plus 52 plus 75, because that's where I get my 75, plus 67 plus x equals 180. All right, this might seem a little bit daunting, but you can pause the video right here. You should have paused it already, copying down the sum theorem and making your example. But pause it right here and figure out what to do next. What do you think we should do? All right, so yeah, we should combine like terms. So the things that are similar are this x right here and this x right here. That is similar, so I put circles around them. And then 52, obviously that one's not gonna work. 52, 75, and 67, those are all numbers, so they are like terms as well. So when we start adding these all up, what I get first is that we have how many x's? 2 x's. So I've got 2x plus, when I add these all up together, you can either add it in your head, add it on a calculator, add it on the side of the paper, whatever you'd like to do. But when I added mine up, I got 194. All right, and that equals 180. Remember, you can draw a line down the equal sign. Now we just have a 2-step equation. So remember, combine like terms, then you'll probably get a 2-step equation in these type of problems. Okay, so 2-step equations. The first thing you need to do is draw a line down the equal sign, which we already did. Find the side with the variable. Find the number not attached to the variable. So what number is not attached? Right, 194. And what is use the opposite operation to get it on the other side of the equation. So the opposite of plus 194 is a minus 194. Whatever we do on one side, we also do to the other side. And it is a-okay to get a negative number for x. And I'll explain a little bit why. So now we have 2x equals, and again, if I'm going too fast for you, please pause the video and slow it down and do it at your own pace. That's the best thing about distance learning. Okay, so 180 minus 194, that is going to be negative 14. And then we have a 1-step equation. So we have, how do we get x by itself? What is attached to the x? The 2. How is it attached? With division. What is the opposite of division? Sorry, it's attached with multiplication. What is the opposite of multiplication? division. I was one step ahead of myself. So we're going to divide by 2. Divide by 2. X equals negative 14 divided by 2 is negative 7. Okay, and like I said, it's okay to have a negative number because you could just, in order to find the angle, you just plug in for x. So this isn't a degree, this is just what x is. So if I take 67 plus x, which I found x to be negative 7, then my degree for this angle right here would be 67 plus negative 7, which would be 60 degrees. So this angle is actually 60 degrees. And you can find out what this angle is as well by plugging in the negative 7. Okay, so let's move on to the second problem. All right, it looks a little bit different, but you've got it. If you want to pause the video and then try to solve it for yourself, then play it back and see if you got it right. That would be a great idea to do. If not, let's follow along. So remember when we add all the angles up, it equals 180. But this is a square. There's no number with that. Aha. But remember, right angles are indicated with the square, and therefore a right angle equals 90 degrees. So you should already know that this is 90 degrees. All right, so we're going to do our equation. So negative 10 plus 5 plus, so negative 10 plus 5 I got from here, plus 40 I got from here, and plus 90 I got from this angle. Angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3. And those equal 180. And the first thing we're going to do is combine like terms. All right, so I know that this is just a number, no variable attached. This is just a number with no variable attached. And this is just a number with no variable attached. We only need to worry about what's on the left side as well. We're not going to worry about what's on the right side because there's no other variables or numbers associated with that. And the only thing that's left is this little 5x, so we're going to circle that. Okay, now when we add those up together, we've got negative 10 plus 40 plus 90. And what does that equal? You can try it on the side, pause the video, put it in your calculator. 120. So we got rid of that. And all we are left with is 5x. So plus 5x equals 180. And again, this is just a two-step equation. So we draw a line down the equal sign. We find the number not attached to the variable. I'm going to scoop this up. The number not attached to the variable, which is 120. And we perform the opposite operation. So the opposite of positive 120 is minus 120. Whatever we do on one side, we also do to the other. Then we have this cancels. We move this down. 5x equals 180 minus 120 is 60. And then we are going to take what number, then we have a one-step equation. And 5 and x are so close together, they're together with multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So we divide by 5. Whatever we do on one side, we also do on the other side. And 60 divided by 5. You've guessed it, x equals 12. So again, you can plug that in to find this angle. We already know what those two angles are, but we can plug it in to find that angle. There's also another way that you could do it as well. You could add up these two and then subtract and kind of go from that way. But there's different, one thing I love about math is that there's different ways that you can do it. Okay, last example. Let me move some of my stuff out of the way. Okay, so by this point you should know that all of the interior angles add up to 180. So when we set up our problem, we are adding all these together to equal 180. So let's do that. I'm going to start with this angle right here. 55 plus, I'm going to go down here, 12x plus 8. And then I'm going to go to the last angle, plus 8x plus 2 equals 180. Now we're going to combine like terms. All right, I'm going to start with the numbers that have an x attached to it. I'm going to draw a nice little circle around them on both of them. And then the numbers that don't have a circle around them, I'm going to put a box around them. These are all numbers. Just numbers, no variables. Now when we combine them, I've got 55 plus x, or plus 8 plus 2. I know that 8 plus 2 is 10. 55 plus 10 is 65. 65 plus 12x plus 8x is 20x equals 180. All right, now we just have, again, our two-step equation. Draw a line down the equal sign. Find the side with the variable. Find the number not attached to the variable. And we perform the opposite operation. What is the opposite of positive 65? And negative 65. Minus 65. Then we've got 20x equals 180 minus 65. We get 115. Now 20 and x are so close together with a multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. Divide by 20. Whatever we do on one side, we also do to the other. So 115 divided by 20. It comes out a little bit wonky. It's not perfect, but that's okay. You can have decimals as, let me scoot up a bit. You can have decimals as your answer for x. So x equals 1115 divided by 20, I just put into my calculator, is 5.75. All right, so that's what x equals. And again, to find the measure of these angles, you just plug in for x. All right. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Talk to you guys later. Bye.